Okay, this is Mike Merlin Means of Merlin Public Media, and we are doing another episode of what appears to be our most popular show, Talking Shit with Merlin. Tonight we have with us,
Berrie Berry,
hey, Berrie Berry, what's happening?
whole bunch of nothing, man. Just taking a smoke, relaxing, letting the day go by.
I understand that I'm in wind down mode here. After this, I'm just going to chill and wait for another day tomorrow. What's new and exciting? I know there's a few things.
Oh man, life's been a whirlwind lately. Um, doing the rock shop thing, and we picked up several other local places where you'll see mom and pop rock shop. I'm going to be working at both campuses, Mojave Community College for the lapidary instructor, Bullhead City and Kingman. Classes are available. Man, what else have we got going on? We're working on this big 501c3 type interactive mineral museum and rock shop here locally. Doing our bicycle and mineral bag drive for Christmas time. We're just going. Trying to make a better day tomorrow for our community.
I understand that part. So, this new project, is this something we're ready to talk about, or do you want to sit on that one for a little while and do a big grand surprise?
Well, it's I'll tell you the roundabout about it, and okay. And it boils down to education. We're just gonna. A lot of people don't know a whole bunch about the mineral and the geology of the local Mojave area, and Kingman being the gateway to Grand Canyon West, we get visitors from all over the world, and what a better place to be able to experience mining agates from local areas in shop, gold panning from local pay dirt in shop, talking about the geology, what you'll see in the Grand Canyon, the whole aspect of it. We'll be bringing in specialists to talk about certain topics. We're going to have Mojave County's only UV reactive mineral museum. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on that we're going to be doing, and it's solely based on educating. I'll be teaching people in shop how to on the lapidary machines, how to cut stones, how to polish specimens. There's a whole lot coming that we're working on. So that's just one of the things that we got going on. And I every year I try and get my foot into being Santa somewhere and giving back. And this year I got several bicycles, and we're always accepting new donations for bicycles, brand new bicycles. We'll put together for the kids, and we're getting some rock bags, hammers, and so forth, so they can go out and do their own rock hounding. We'll get all these to our youth and see if we can inspire something into them and get them out there.
Yeah, people don't realize the wealth of mid to high end minerals in our local area. There's a lot of really wonderful stuff here.
That's the thing about middle of Mojave County, like we're at. This area provides one of the largest turquoise mines in the world, and Kingman Turquoise is just one of those spectacular places to store up there. My friend Josh Colbaugh, he's a wonderful guy. Everybody that works up there is just spectacular human beings. And I'm pretty picky about stuff like that, but the truth is that's kind of the gemstone of the land is turquoise, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Southwest, and they're one of the main suppliers of that. Even I've even heard tale of the Royston guys up in Tonopah coming down and buying stuff from them. So that kind of tells you what kind of stance they have.
That's all you need to know right there.
Yeah, and then like the agate, fire agate. Real fire agate only comes from 7 localities in the world. Comes from Agua Calientes, Mexico, right up here to Oatman, Arizona. It's a semi-precious gemstone. It is the most precious semi-precious gemstone on the market. You can look that up in the mindat.org sites. Look up fire agate. But
I do love me some fire agate.
yeah, it's a spectacular stone. And that's all possible to the volcanic activity here. It forms in the thermal vents. But you know, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Another thing that we do for the local community here in Kingman is a thing called Kingman Mineral Madness. Every couple weeks I'll run around and I'll stash mineral specimens from around the world. You'll find fluorite from Spain. You'll find agate from Africa. You'll find all sorts of stuff from all over the world. And I stash them in local parks, local businesses, and local areas. And then I release a word clue or a photo clue and kind of give you a hint of where they're at. It's completely free to do. There's only one small buy-in. Well, that buy-in is I don't label any of the minerals. I don't tell anybody what those minerals are. And the reason behind that is because I want people to be curious. What is this? Get out their phone, start Googling photos, looking at a Google Lens, trying to figure it out. Well, the reward is if they can figure out what that mineral is and they bring it into my shop, I give them an upgraded specimen. So it's and this is completely free. You just follow us on Facebook, Kingman Mineral Madness for that. Mom and Pop Rock Shop for my shop. You can find us on TikTok. We're doing some TikTok stuff. We're kind of hitting the ground running. There's a whole bunch happening, you know. And I've been doing a couple things for the college. I just did a ghost talk. You know, I was a paranormal investigator in my previous life, or paranormal researcher, and they asked me to come down and tell some ghost stories to the people.
Now, by ghost stories, you mean real things you've experienced.
Yeah, so I didn't tell them about the haunted Joe that comes to the fire when everybody's sitting around at the camp. Those are not the kind of ghost stories I tell. I tell real accounts. In total, 2,277 cases that I've been involved in. On a total. So I got some pretty heavy duty stuff. I ran a large team out of Las Vegas for many years, and I told them my how it all started.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and like we were so into the whole thing. We got showcased on like Ghost Adventures, the Mizpah Hotel. That's a famous show. We've worked with several other big teams. I was a paranormal consultant, you know, so I have a lot of history in that. That's not my life. I've been retired for over 10 years from that now. But you know, the stories live on.
Sure.
You know, I shared with them the case that got me, or not even a case, the experiences that got me started researching after experiencing stuff growing up. So I shared that with them, and I had 2 people get up and leave because they couldn't listen anymore.
Oh, geez. Wow,
so
yeah.
And one of them was my uppers at Mojave Community College.
Hey.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh my God, this really happened." Yeah, well, this really happened. You know, so you know, just stuff like that, and being Halloween season. I'm not sure when you release this. If you're going to release it for Halloween, I'll tell you a story or so.
This should be released next week. So yeah, hit me with something, man.
All right. Well, so the story I'm going to share with you right now is the story of Creepy Howie. Creepy Howie. The newly formed Vegas Valley Paranormal, I set out with my new team of 6 investigators. I'm taking them out to the Sandy Valley Cemetery. It sits in between Pahrump, Nevada and Las Vegas, Nevada. Little town of Sandy Valley, Nevada. This is a little itty bitty cemetery. It's probably maybe a half an acre, 3/4 of an acre large. It's fenced off. Yeah, there's probably only, I don't know, maybe 40 gravestones that you can see. And it's been told that was a very haunted little location through locals and so forth. So we decided to head out there. And it's our first time. It's about 11 o'clock at night. It's really cold. It's in November. We get out, we set our tables out, and right before we left, we always change all of our batteries for our equipment, our K2 readers, our audio equipment, our cameras, so forth. We get there, we get our table set out, we get all of our cameras out, get all of our equipment out. Every battery in the whole thing is complete, and all of our equipment is dead. Not one battery, but in like 20 pieces of equipment, all the batteries are dead.
Okay, that's got my attention right there.
Okay. So I sit down and I load up a couple audio recorders as fast as I can with new batteries, and I send the crew out. To do EVP rounds, EVP sessions, electronic voice phenomena, looking for spirit voices. So I send them out. I get done, and I'm in the middle of changing the batteries. As I'm doing that, I kind of look up under my hat, and I see a large, dark shadow figure with look like a cowboy hat and kind of a cowboy strut, if you will, walk right past me within 5-6 feet, and it was solid black, and it walked over to this grave and it disappeared. So I grabbed one of my recorders and I ran over to that grave. When I got to that grave, I noticed that the headstone was covered with a piece of plywood, and so you couldn't see the name on it. All the other gravestones you could see the names except for this one. It was glued on there. There was rocks encircling the grave where the body was laid. I took my recorder and I set it down on top of one of them rocks, and I started asking questions. Who are you? When were you born? You know, general questions, trying to get a response. The response I got was very strange. I looked down and I noticed the recorder was actually spinning on the rock.
Ooh.
I exclaimed, "Holy cow, that's really cool. Can you do something bigger?" At that moment, my feet were up against them rocks. At that moment, the ground opened up. I fell all the way up to my hip inside of the grave. My foot would have been where the ribs were of the person inside the grave, all the way up there. My team come running over. I'm trying to get out. And this is as honest as it gets. Something was holding my leg, trying to pull me back in. I tell my lead investigator, Scott, he's a seasoned investigator. I said, "Help me. Something's trying to pull me back in." And he says, "Who is it? Who's attacking Barrie?" And on EVP, on a Class A EVP, we get a response that says, in a female's voice, "It was Creepy Howie. That crazy bitch is here." And I get out of, we completely wrap it up. We're all scared because this is like,
yeah,
as scary as it gets. We wrap it up for the night. We head our own ways. Paranormal investigation is about puzzle pieces. I laid down some puzzle pieces in that first little bit of the story. Now I'm going to tell you the other part, and I want you to put these pieces together to understand how we figure out this stuff is real or it's in our minds. Okay. So the next day, I'm working on this television show that I'm doing for my team. It was called Project Paranormal. We're up in a place called Good Springs. It houses the Pioneer Saloon. It's the oldest operating saloon in Nevada. We're up there, and I'm filming in the Pioneer Saloon, and I'm talking to the historian of the local area. I did not tell him of any of what happened at our investigation the night before. And I'm talking to him, and I said, "Hey, by chance, do you know anything about that little graveyard outside of Sandy Valley, or right outside of Sandy Valley?" He goes, "Which one?" And I said, "The one with about 30 or 40 graves." And he goes, "Oh, that's the old military graveyard." And I noticed that the graves, there was a lot of military insignia, but I didn't know it was dedicated to only military.
Okay.
Well, what happened was when I said, "Well, we were looking around and I noticed a lot of military insignia and so forth, but I ran across the grave with a piece of wood over the front of it." And he goes, "That's Howard Ploskovich's grave." And I said, "Who's Howard Ploskovich?" And he goes to tell me this story about this guy that gets out of Vietnam, and basically he was doing bad things to kids in Vietnam, and he got back to the United States and he still had that lust for young children. So he started kidnapping, raping, and killing little kids, little girls, and little boys. He went to prison for many, 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 many years. Somehow he ended up getting out of prison. When he got out of prison, he abducted another little girl and did the same thing. He ended up shooting himself in the mouth and killing himself, and they put him inside that graveyard because he owned a plot inside the military graveyard. And he says, "Yeah, that guy is his." They knew him affectionately as Creepy Howie.
Whoa. Okay.
So that is salt. We catch an EVP. I get attacked at a grave that's covered by Howard Ploskovich. I get the EVP we got that who's attacking Barrie was it's Creepy Howie. That crazy bitch is here. With no context in between that happening and this historian, he tells me the story about Howard Ploskovich and them calling him Creepy Howie.
That's research, my friend.
That's the way we do it.
That's yeah. But the point that you were being pulled into that hole, that seriously needed a fresh set of pants.
Oh, I'm pretty experienced. I've seen some pretty heavy duty stuff in my life, but I tell you what, getting pulled into a grave, that's like every Hollywood movie that you've ever seen, the scariest part of the movie. You know what I mean? Two teenage kids walking through the grave, and then some hand comes out and grabs one of them by the ankle and yanks them into the ground. You know what I mean? But the reality of it is this ain't Hollywood, folks.
No.
This is real deal accounts. And if I was by myself or with somebody else, it'd be one thing. But I had my whole team of investigators there.
Yeah.
With audio running, camera, photos of the hole, photos of my leg. I mean, everything. So, yeah, that's happy Halloween, folks.
Yeah, thank you, man. For those of you who haven't left us yet, there's the Halloween present for the listeners out there, man. You got that. That's a real one.
Yep. Signed and sealed and certified. But yeah, so this time of year is really fun. The wife's birthday comes up and she's a Halloween baby, so we got celebrations here, celebrations there, ups, downs, every rounds.
Yeah.
But just doing what we can, brother.
Yeah, I get that part. And I don't know if you figured this out or not yet, but I'm gonna tell you that there is about a Welk's chance in a supernova. You familiar with that phrase?
Yeah.
About a Welk's chance in a supernova of me being able to take that class, man. The lungs are shit. Can't do it. I can't tell you how bad I feel about that.
Well, you know what I can do in certain situations. I do have a to-go kit, and I can teach in-house, and I would do it for you, brother, for free.
I would take you up on that, man, because I can't go that far.
I know you can't. Never fear, I'll come to you.
Wow,
Follow
man.
me. I know.
This is why you have friends, my friends.
Yeah, you try, man. You gotta accommodate to your brothers, man. Got to
Yep.
take your dudes, dude.
That ain't no shit, dude. That would be just like wow.
Yeah. So what I'll do is, I'm in Bullhead. I don't know if my class is canceled tomorrow. We had some technical difficulties in class, and so they're working on that right now. I don't know if I'll be in class tomorrow, but the next week I'll definitely be in class. I can come. I can bring my stuff a couple, 2-3 hours early. Hang out with you. Show you how to cut some stones. I'll bring a couple chunks of turquoise for you to play with. I'll even leave the machine there with you for a week so you can play with it.
Oh, that'd be sweet, man. That'd be so sweet.
Yep. Learn your way. And
yeah.
So what else you got? What do you got going on? You've been doing a lot of radio shows, and
I've been doing the radio shows. I've had get this 3 cancellations in the last 4 days for people with fucking COVID.
you remember that flying dog dinosaur?
Yes.
The never-ending story.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, that song fits this whole COVID thing perfectly. It's a never-ending story, man.
Well, and something strange just walked in front of the house. So don't know what it was, but okay, I'll let that go. I've had it. What tested positive of it, but I mean, I'm already sick and tired of being sick and tired. Ain't you no more sick? I mean,
Yeah, no shit,
But yeah, we've got that. We have a new member of the family.
What?
My grandson is now here with us.
That's cool, man.
It is. It is.
And how nurturing you and your old lady are, man. That kid's gonna be solid. Good stuff.
Yeah, he's he's a good kid, but kid, I mean, you've got all the things. That, I'm gardening. Got the chickens. The last week or so, I've been doing tree pruning because it's that time of year.
Copy that.
And that chickens family, this, pretty much what I'm doing. I do. I live stream a church service on Sunday mornings, and that's what it is. And and I sleep a lot, and I spend a lot of time strapped to my oxygen. That's and hey, new doctor. Seen him once, bunch of tests coming up. Dude wants to start the test from scratch, build it up, find out exactly what the hell is going on. It's got me down to a 32% lung function. Got hopes.
Yeah.
And these guys, you know what happens when you call them on the phone? They answer the phone.
What? No.
They actually answer the phone, as opposed to another not to be named doctor's office who, even an agent for my insurance company couldn't get them to answer the phone. They didn't believe me. And so they called them. And they called them again. And one more time, and they never answered. And she's like, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable is the polite word for this. But yeah, I got me a new doctor and new tests, and we're going on. We figure what we can do about this stuff and maybe get me out of the house a little more often and doing some actual fun things that I want to do. But right now the station keeps me pretty busy.
Oh, good, man. Keep on fighting that good fight, brother.
Yeah. Hey, we got. I'm looking at a fundraiser coming up here, and because it's not expensive to run it, but it's certainly not inexpensive. Got broadcasting fees, software, and that. So that's something I'm playing with, and that may happen probably after Halloween. Yeah, that's. I got a fairly quiet life here. Not much exciting. Everything's mostly predictable. And I don't mind that. There's times I miss going out and gigging and stuff, but do what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
And
go ahead.
I was just, looking at this whole scenario. I mean, horrible things happen, but also the good things happen, and that balance is exactly where it needs to be. Sometimes it feels a little heavy on the dark side, but don't forget about the light side because it's still there.
Yeah, I try to keep a nice positive attitude. Most days I'm good with it, and well, I have the occasional day with that's one of the nice things about internet radio. I can
Fuck it days.
yeah, I had an interview a couple of days ago, and he's like, "How do you feel about profanity?" I said, "It's internet radio. I don't fucking care if you fucking say fuck all the fucking time. Do what you fucking want." And he was just kind of like,
You potty mouth.
I've been called worse.
Uh,
Not yet today, but I've been called worse.
Oh, day ain't over yet.
So it is kind of young.
Day is still young. Yeah. So we've been doing a little bit of rearranging in our world and packing some stuff into storage and just kind of getting ready for our next steps on whatever it's going to be around our household. So, it's every day just constant go. And this is a real blessing to me, because I was stuck on that couch for 2.5 years where I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, man, that had to be brutal.
It was horrible. And now my feet can't keep up with the rest of me.
Yeah.
So
getting old is not for the faint of heart.
Oh no. If you're a pussy, just say so.
Yeah. Just give up and wait for whatever's going to happen. I'm fighting this shit left and right and center and experimenting with a bunch of herbs and just.
Yep, got to fight that good fight. Huh?
Yeah, fight.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm hoping that when we get this all up and rolling, we can use you as a consultant for our lighting. Like one of the things that I was thinking about doing is we're gonna do a presentation on Fulgurite, and if we had the whole shop like flash lightning and rumble and that kind of thing. But
that can be done.
Have you ever worked with UV lighting?
Yes, I have.
Cool. Yeah, so that's one of the big things that actually got me started into what I'm doing is UV lights up in Vernal at the Natural History Museum.
You got to watch your cameras with UV because some will not pick it up.
Nope. They're hard to photograph. You get big blue blobs.
Yeah, one of the reasons I've held on to my XA10, I'm not doing any shooting anymore, but that has, UV settings built right into it. It's a good little camera. Well, not a little camera, but it will do that. Now, I played with it in a haunted house. Not actually haunted house. Yeah. But, one of those maze type Halloween events. And I got good images. So I was.
UV cameras. We used to send them in and have them transferred over just to pick up the UV light. And that's kind of where I got my shooting, shooting from. I take thousands and thousands of photographs researching. And after a while, you just kind of learn how to do it, and that kind of pushed me into my little photography career there for a minute. But yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy shooting photographs. It captures that moment,
Thankfully, we don't have to pay for film anymore. That just makes it all so much. Yeah, I was just looking back at pictures from a wedding I did 5 years ago. I shot the wedding and then I shot the reception. I came home with 1,300 pictures in total time of probably about 8 hours.
Yep.
I was done. I had 524.
Out of 13, you give them 524?
I did.
That's pretty good.
I was real happy that they were gems. And when I'm shooting an event, I always do name for it. Takes a series of pictures, 3 or 4 shots in a row. I do that. I use that a lot. And you'll get one, sometimes 2. They went out in the street and they did the garter toss.
Yeah.
I caught it mid-air, her hands up over her head, and the people reaching out for. I mean, it was the shot.
Yep, and that's the setting you use, that rapid fire setting.
Yep, and you can get gems, and then you turn that off and you do the cake cutting and all of that kind of shots of the buffet but
yeah,
shooting weddings, I will only do. I only did weddings for friends.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you know that there's a whole niche of photography insurance for wedding photographers. Because mom and dad will bitch and scream and yell, and you didn't get this and you didn't get that. And you're like, I'm one person. I can't be everywhere. And you're not telling me what you want. So I'm just a shooting. And so they sue them. They get the pictures and you get nothing.
Yep. Screw that.
So that's that. I've done 5, 6 weddings ever, all for friends. But no, that's that. I'd rather shoot bands all day and all night under moving stage lights than shoot a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I really dug the whole nature photography thing. And that's how I shot a lot of my nature photography, was with that rapid fire setting on there. Like, I caught a bunch of buzzards feeding one time, and I just kind of let, I don't know, 20, 30 shots go, and just going through the photos, it was like National Geographic's. You know what I mean? You could see them feeding and tossing the meat up in the air and catching it, and I don't know. It was one of my more favorite photos that I've ever taken. It was really gruesome because it was roadkill, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. But the concept of it, 6 or 7 great big buzzards sitting there feeding in the middle of the road. I don't know. It was a really cool shot.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
It wouldn't have been possible without that thing, because one photo their heads turned one way, and the next photo their heads turned the other way, and it makes the shot perfect, and then the next photo their heads turned again, and it's a bad shot. So that one middle shot is the one that you keep.
Tricks of the trade, folks. The tricks of the trade here in shooting.
Yeah.
just don't stop shooting and then go home and sort out the shit. And yeah, that's how I do events.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Capture it and then filter through it. Get the best ones.
Yep. Yep. And I try do untouched as much as possible.
You know, that there's two different types of photographers. There's editors, and then there's hard photography.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And that's one of those. You're kind of picking a side. You're going to take a picture of a mountain range and then edit the clouds so the sky is perfectly blue and the clouds are perfectly puffy, and add greenery into it and stuff and shadows and all that stuff. Is that actually a photo, or is that the computerized version of what you see?
Yeah.
So that's I'm a hard for I take hard photos. If I can't capture the beauty in the photo, I took a bad photo.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. That's how I look at the whole thing.
If it's not right on camera, it's not going to get any better because of your computer.
And I get, like for portraits and stuff, I get doing greens. Okay, that's cool. But you still got that shot.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, is that what your camera's pointed at and what it's focused on is one thing. What you decide to put behind it, if you're doing a space woman shoot, you're going to do it in front of a green screen, then you're going to stick her on a planet.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's understandable, but that goes back to how you're shooting. Is it an edited photo, or is it a hard photo? You know what I mean? It's because people will take a hard photo and they'll turn it into an edited photo. So it's all in the camp that you're in, all in what you want. I've edited lots of photos because I didn't like the way they look, so I could bring it out. I shot these butterflies one time, and the wings it was a wonderful shot, but the wings just didn't look right. So a little color editing, pow.
Yeah.
Badass butterfly.
Uh-huh.
So, but that was for my personal use. You know what I mean? I wanted that photo.
Right.
So, it just depends on what you're doing and why you're doing it. And that's like anything, whether it be cutting stones, taking a photograph, cooking a meal. Why are you doing it? What are you doing it for? What are the reasons behind it? Yeah.
Art. There's art is in everything.
Yes, that's it.
And here's the thing that, I get a lot of comments on, how is it that I am doing interviews?
Yeah.
I was always the guy on the other side of the mic, side of the lane.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. First couple were now I'm a little more easygoing. Of course, I get a little help from my friend before I start up.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have a little relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's a big part of my taking care of my lungs. I gave up smoking, but I did not give up the
yeah.
So that helps. And I get to talk to people, and I've talked to people in Colorado and New Mexico and DC and friends about the area, and it more or less keeps me out of trouble. Yeah, more or less. I'm married, so I can't completely stay out of trouble.
I thought you were magic, man.
Well, there's some things you don't screw with when you're doing the magic.
Understood. You mean somebody with more power?
Well, it's. I had this conversation the other day with someone that said, you believe in magic. What won't you? I said, there's only two things I won't attempt. First one is a love pill, because that's just evil. It is. It's evil. person you're putting that on, you're trying to take away their free will.
Yeah.
So that's a no. The other one is weather. So you try and change the weather are, and because weather is a global system, you're going to screw something up somewhere.
Hey, Mikey,
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if you can hear it on your end, but you're cutting out really bad on my end, bud.
Okay, well, um, then let me do this because I do need to find my oxygen. Let's wrap this up, my friend, and let's talk another day.
Sounds good, Mike. Have a good time. Be well, everybody.
All right, man. Thank you for everything and the story, especially.
You got it. Happy Halloween, folks.
Happy Halloween.
Bye bye.
Bye now.